many years ago now, it's probably about 8 years ago now, a composer friend introduced David Lefeber, the filmmaker, and myself. And I think, like everything, you start with conversations. You know, we talked about politics, we talked about all sorts of things. And that led to finding the poem by David Harsent. We worked with the stanzas of the poem, finding what movement sort of belonged, and that was translated into this sound score by Rob Godman, who is very interested in manipulating found sound and ordinary sound. So he worked a lot with the sounds of the location and literally syllables of words or just tiny bits of the words of the poem. I spent a 10-week research and development process just exploring how to capture that essence of flight, first in my own body and then transferring that to Zoe, and also using the emotions that were coming up for me as I found out more about the story, read more about Bowland Beth, her day-to-day life, those daily activities of the bird, the rhythms of nature, the rhythm of herself in relation to the landscape. It's a bit of a sort of magpie-like process of drawing, drawing from here and there. What I love is that you, in collaborating, if you really let people be free to a great extent to bring their interpretation, so that there's this haunted quality really came from Rob, and it really matches the story of the bird, in fact. So even from the outset in the film, while it seems quite joyful, there's this almost like precursor of what's coming, and I couldn't have anticipated that. Working with David Lefeber, the filmmaker, who's a passionate dance fan, they take the approach to filming dance that the camera is not moving around a lot with the dance and creating that in-the-moment movement feel. They see that the camera acts almost, again, like a witness to what's unfolding. So their intention is to interfere as little as possible and to really try to capture the emotional quality in the dance, the movement without interfering with it, and to set that strongly in place so that has been a joint intention, that we are making a body of work, setting solos for women in landscape, specific to place. But yes, the experience of working with everybody on this has just been enriching.
That she made shapes in air, that she saw the world as pattern and light, moorland to bare mountain, drawn by instinct, that she'd arrive at the corner of your eye, the ghost of herself going silent into the wind, that the music of her slipstream was a whisper drone tagged to wingtips, that weather was a kind of rapture, that her only dream was of flight forgotten moment by moment as she dreamed it, that her low drift over heather, quartering home ground, might bring anyone to tears, that she would open her prey in all innocence, there being nothing of anger or sorrow in it, that her beauty was prefigured, that her sky dance went for nothing, hanging fire on plain air, that her name is meaningless, your mouth empty of it, mind empty of it, that the gunshot was another sound amid bird call, a judder if you had seen it, her line of flight broken, that she went miles before she bled out.